Thank you for joining us. This is Paul Wilson.
And Chris Emke.
And we have a special guest on the phone, KJ Jones. KJ, how the hell are you?
I'm good. What's happening, guys? How you guys making out?
Oh, man. Things are I don't know, pretty normal.
It feels normal now, doesn't it?
Yeah.
You're 9 weeks at home. I've been back in the office for a week.
I'm well over 9 weeks, I think.
Oh, really? Yeah, something like that. KJ, you're working from home for the last 3 months plus? 2 months
about
plus?
3 months. I was trying to keep a tally of it. I was doing pretty well, week 1, week 2, week 3, and then, it just went away. I don't know. We're just, it is what it is.
Yeah, this is just what we do now. Now, Chris and I back in the studio for the first time in 3 months.
This is the first recording since, the beginning of March.
Yeah.
That's cool. I'm glad to be the person to pioneer on the first one.
Hell yeah, man. Thanks for being on with us.
That'll be something for the record book.
There you go.
We always bring KJ back for the big episodes.
Yep.
Now, just in case you're just living under a rock and getting to know our show for the first time, KJ, of course, is the editor of Diesel Power Magazine, which is now featured online, a part of the Truck Trend Group. KJ, you do it all, man. You write the articles. You're on top of it, always putting out new stuff, getting into huge debates like how to spell dually.
Well, yeah, that's me.
Now, I don't think Chris has read this. Chris has given me the surprised look.
No.
Chris, right now on the spot, spell dually.
It's D-U-A-L-L-Y.
KJ, 3 weeks ago.
He's a winner. Listen, and I'm saying that because I had to, this is recent. This is only a couple of days ago, really. I had to concede. Chris and people that follow Diesel Power probably know or had noticed that Diesel Power, I think since its inception, had spelled dually as in, six-wheel pickup truck, D-U-A-L-I-E. And that was per the one of the managing editors put together the style guide for our editorial group, and it was used pretty much across the editorial group. And then in the truck division, truck area, D-U-A-L-I-E was the standard. All the while, D-U-A-L-L-Y was flying around, the internet, and before internet got hot, that was just kind of an out there spelling, but within our structure was D-U-A-L-I-E. Huh. But recently, I put together a piece regarding dualies and what is a dually, and in that I noted that D-U-A-L-I-E was how we spelled it, but that has been overthrown by the copy editors and the people in production at Motor Trend Group. They recently made the new rule that D-U-A-L-L-Y is now our accepted and should be used spelling of dually.
I like to feel like it was reader change that made that happen.
Yeah.
That was readers passionate when everything else is going on in the world. We know our fans are out there fighting for how to spell dually, and I love that.
And that was a very calm switch over, too. I'm just saying, it was nice, it was subtle. I like that.
Well, for you as a reader, for me, I figure, look, I'm still going to spell it D-U-A-L-I-E, and we have copy editors that are going to have to change it every time.
Now, that's some shit Chris and I can relate to.
Yeah,
I get that.
Hey, put it to the man.
I get it. KJ, one of the other reasons we wanted to have you on is, of course, we got to hit on the topic of Diesel Power Challenge. It is my favorite week of the year. It's what I look forward to. I know it's what everybody was looking forward to throughout the whole industry of seeing it happen. Clearly, we've all heard the announcement. It's not going to happen here in 2020. Talk to us a little bit about it and what it's been like to see this massive change.
Paul, man, that was a heartbreaker, and really, as far as fighting, tooth and nail, or however you want to position it, I did, and there were some other people within our company and group that were really trying to make Diesel Power Challenge happen. When we realized it couldn't happen on time in the first week of June, tried to do anything possible to postpone or reschedule or whatever to make sure that DPC 2020 could happen. But, with COVID and et cetera, and the way states were moving, and just in the spirit or idea of doing the right thing and being careful and being safe and such, we had to go ahead and cancel it for 2020, which was really just a major, major bummer for me because in the course of 6 years and coming into it, not really even knowing about the program very much, and honestly, having some, not to throw a pun out there, but having some challenges, just with running the show to get it to where it is. You were there for the past 2 years, and you've had kind things and good things to say about it, as have the participants, which is most important for me. When the people that are actually doing it say, man, this is one of the best things I've ever done, that makes me feel full and just a testament to the job that me and my team have done. So that was just, and it is still a really big downer for me that, we kind of lost. That momentum is stalled. I won't say it's lost. It's stalled right now. And one of the things, quite honestly, is we don't have an answer just yet for the future, which is, concerning to me, and I'm sure concerning to everybody else that follows CPC or host or wish to participate in it and all that type of thing. I as I said in the video that I put together when I announced the cancellation, going forward, I don't know what's up just yet, and I still don't. That hasn't been anything that's been put on the table or discussed because we're trying to figure out just what, our company is doing, let alone divisions and pockets within the company.
Sure. Yeah, I think that's totally understandable. It's a tough one, man. It's tough to hear. We definitely, of course, we always support Diesel Power Magazine and Truck Trend Group. We know you guys are out there trying to make the best decision to make sure that, hey, that we're all still getting great content. I mean, at the end of the day, that's really number one. That's what brings all of this together. And I know DPC is a big part of that content. But I think this just now more than ever brings up people getting involved and people still participating in the articles and people still looking to get their trucks highlighted at Diesel Power Magazine. Yeah, hey, it's not going to get printed and put on a shelf, but it's still going to be something that tens of thousands of people see or huge numbers of people see. And I know it's still a highlight within the industry to get your truck involved and have your truck be a part of that. It's still a huge deal, and I know you guys are still cranking out awesome content. We're all following along. Speaking of some new things happening in the industry, I recently just put up a poll on our Facebook group. Chris, have you had a chance to see that poll?
No.
Okay. It's real simple. Of course, Chris hasn't checked it out yet. It's real simple. We came across this GPS performance logger called a draggy, D-R-A-G-Y. And it's a little box you put in the car, you hook up your app to it, and you drive your truck or drive your car, presumably at a racetrack, as hard as you can, and it'll log your eighth mile, 0 to 60, quarter mile, give you all sorts of this great data and log all of it, and it's supposed to be super, super accurate. Well, I'm also devastated that we have no events to go to. Right. So it feels like we all have these trucks, we all have these vehicles, and we're like, well, now what the fuck am I going to do with it this summer?
Right.
So I said, well, hey, if everybody went out and got a draggy, they're $150. They're not a bank breaker. If everybody went out and got a draggy, we could host a place for people to post their times and put up some classes and say, like, hey, man, let's have a nationwide contest, and we'll all use the draggy results to kind of have that competition to gauge those results. Now,
who did you take this idea from? Because you didn't come up with this. Was this Nick? Did Nick come up with this?
Thanks for your vote of confidence.
Did Justin? Was it KJ?
KJ helped me work this out. So
okay.
this would not have been possible without KJ.
I was consulted.
I was consulted.
I got into this panic mode, so I had this idea. Okay. I kind of floated it around for a few weeks. And I talked to him like, how do I set up races? I don't know a lot about drag racing. This is not a surprise to any of our longtime listeners.
Dude, you killed it the last time you were at the track.
I go to the track and hit the throttle, and that's what I'm really well known for. But yeah, I don't know anything about setting up brackets or index or any of this stuff. And I'm also like, KJ brought up a good point. He said, hey man, if you run 770 or 970 or whatever, usually somebody has to just go out during the race, during a specific time while everybody's watching and all the pressure is on, and they have to run their best pass, and you get one shot at it.
Yep.
Right? But if you're all able to just go from home and do it, like, who's to say you're not going to take 150 shots at it until you get it perfect? So the index really didn't work for us. right? KJ, there were some other problems as we started to discuss doing indexes about how to kind of set it up, right?
Yeah, just as far as your laddering, it really, I get your idea and the thought of having a traditional drag race virtually, but like we discussed yesterday, I would love to have or see the iRacing platform have a facility or facilitate drag racing, and it doesn't. There's that F1 style and IndyCar and the NASCAR stock car racing stuff, but no drag racing. And me and Rawlings Barnes had talked about that a while back, saying that if there was some type of a drag racing video game, if you will, how big that would be and how wild that would take off, But with what you talked about, Paul, and suggested, it just had some nuances that really make it difficult to have in the formal drag racing sense, by way of categories and eliminators, because it's just such a one and done process at the drag strip. You understand? But doing it with and I'll let you elaborate on it, but doing it with the way we came up with. No, I think it'll really work pretty well.
Yeah. So and this is where my head is at, is of course is I know a little bit more about sled pulling. And I was like, well, sled pulling brackets, I feel are a lot more easy to understand of who should be in what class. So it's easy to understand who am I competing with and why are we competing together. So we came up with some brackets. So we'll be posting these on the Facebook groups. You guys will be able to see what the brackets are going to be set up as. But number one, I said, well, KJ, of course, we got to have a dinosaur bracket so that you can race the 7.3 in it. So that's our first bracket. That's our dinosaur bracket. We're looking for near stock trucks built before 2001.
Okay, so pretty much pre-Common Rail era, essentially.
You got it. Yep. OEM chassis, stock appearing turbo, stock appearing fuel system.
Now, what do you do if I have, like, let's say, an 0259 Cummins? It's pre-Common Rail.
It qualifies, right? So now it comes down to the turbo, and I understand there's a huge advantage to the later model Cummins that are going to fall into this class, right? And I'm sorry, what year did you say?
Well, 02 is still a
02.
second gen.
02's going to be in a different bracket. You can't. It's 01, but built before 01, so 2000 and older.
Okay, but a 2002 is the same as a 2001 or a 2000.
Listen.
Okay,
listen,
I'm just asking.
This is how I've written the brackets.
All right.
So we can change it from here.
No.
But this is how
I don't
we're
want to
going to get
complicate
started.
it. Continue.
Right. Okay. So we're looking for near stock trucks, guys. We're looking for guys with 7.3s, older Cummins, older Fords that want to go out and still have some fun with their trucks.
Awesome.
Right.
Okay.
We're not looking for somebody who can run a 10-second quarter mile on this bracket. It's the dinosaur bracket for a reason. Is there going to be somebody who pushes the limits and figures out a way to probably take a Cummins for the win here? Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. All right, like it is what it is. I'll call it now. Obvious stuff, guys. Here, only OEM chassis, only OEM bodies, no spray, no injectables. We'll get some more details out there around some of the specifics. From there, we're going to jump into pretty much what I'm calling the calibrated power Duramax tuner emissions equipped bracket. Chris, I thought of you on this. Yeah. You have an emissions equipped truck. That's pretty different than a lot of the other trucks out there, and even a lot of the stock guys.
It's becoming more and more common these days.
It is. So let's find them. We always have a hard time finding 10 guys together in Woodstock where we are, right? But like, there's probably 10 guys in the country that want to compete with each other. Want to like say, here's a fair comparison. Yep. So your truck has to be built after 2010, so 2011 and newer. No spray, no injectables. Engine must have been offered in that year, make, model of the OEM.
Okay. Smart.
Okay. So same thing for our dinosaur bracket. You have to have CARB approved, emissions equipped, intact and functioning. Okay. Emissions equipment. Excuse me. So my point here is I wanted to allow if somebody wants to get crazy and go out with a bully dog system or come up with some other creative CARB approved means of meeting emission standards and being able to build horsepower. I think we all see that as a part of the future of our industry.
That's a good play. That's cool.
So I think we're leaving a lot of room. If you want to run a twin turbo emissions equipped truck, I think we should encourage that.
Yeah,
I think I'm into that horsepower. So we'll leave it open. And then of course we got to have a stealth turbo bracket. So stock appearing turbo, stock appearing fuel system. I don't want to see any dual CP3s. Trucks, any trucks built after 2000. So, Chris, your O2 Cummins, they want to fuck around. They want to fuck around, man.
All right,
that's
all
the
right.
bracket they're in.
That's the
That's who you
bracket.
are. That's the
who
truck you
are.
bought. All right?
You know what? Let me stop you. I'm just going to give you a suggestion, and in your terminology, stay away from bracket and just use class for
Ooh, I
these
like it.
categories.
Good call. Change made. Okay, so again, OEM trucks, no back half. We're looking for those stock appearing trucks, right? As we get into the WC Fab Big Turbo bracket, this is where I think guys have some opportunity to kick some ass.
Okay.
This is where the only limit is you're limited to 2 turbos, you're limited to 2 high pressure fuel systems.
Okay. So 2 high pressure pumps. Okay.
That's it. Yeah, I'm sorry, high pressure pumps. Thank you. Again, stock bodies. Right, like
no race trucks.
That's it. We're looking for street guys. We're looking for guys who listen to the podcast. Right, so we want our listeners to be able to get out there and go have some fun with this. And then, of course, to wrap it up, we got an Exergy Performance Unlimited class. The only rules I want to see here: no rail cars, no funny cars, powered by diesel fuel only.
Okay.
Do it.
So
I'm sorry. Powered by diesel fuel, no alcohol. You can spray.
Okay.
So it's an unlimited class. Let get wild. We got listeners out there who got the big bad truck. Let's see it.
Yeah.
Run it.
We've seen
so
a couple
kind
of
in essence, with the good cluster of these classes, you're talking about a diesel powered challenge type truck, possibly. Not the dinosaurs, of course, but as they become more involved, the diesel powered challenge contender or competitor. Could certainly fall into one of these groups, save for not being able to use nitrous.
Yeah. I 100% agree. I really think that WC Fab Big Turbo class is going to be a rock and roll class. I think if you could kick ass in that class, you could. Why wouldn't you be the guy who also wants to go to DPC? Right?
Correct.
Like if you could win that, you have an awesome street truck, and that's what we're looking for. We're looking for somebody who's got something that's a lot of fun to drive that still drives it. The unlimited class, man, we love when the big bad trucks come in. We love the guys who build just a race truck to build a race truck to have some fun, and we want you guys to come out and play too. We're all stuck in this, right? Like there's no big events happening,
right.
As of right now. So we want to give everybody something to do and a way to have some fun.
It's definitely that, and giving everybody something to do is a great idea, and I'm proud of you guys for coming up with it. But understand that, in giving everybody something to do, like I said to you in the other conversations, you can't make everybody happy either. So, be prepared. While this is a brilliant plan right now, be prepared for the what-ifs and how-abouts and all of that type of thing that come around, what you're presenting now as far as rules. And, if something is steadfast, it has to be made clear that it is steadfast, or if there are things that, based on feedback, you think you have to tweak them accordingly.
Oh, I like that. That's good stuff. And you know what, KJ, I'm glad you brought it up because I've already gotten hit with a couple of these, like off-the-bat questions. Number 1, will there be prizes? Answer, no. You get to brag. We will post you, post the winnings or winners and results. All of that will get posted onto the Facebook group for fans of Diesel Performance Podcast Facebook group. So you'll have to be in there. To enter, we'll set up a form. You'll go on, hit a link, fill out a form, and we'll ask you to put a link to some video of your truck that you're going to be racing. So if you come through and win, we're going to ask you for a verification video once you've been established as a winner. So just be prepared. Basic stuff like that. Other than that, it's the honor system. There is no money in this for a reason, and that's because we want to keep guys honest. We want to keep guys having fun. We don't want it to be about a payout. We want it to be about guys who are already building these trucks because they love them, and now they have something to do with them. Right. And that's more the thought process that we're going to fall into. Some of the other rules, Chris, I know there was a few other things that I was going to get hit with. Oh, stock appearing. What does that mean? We'll write up something. Yeah. I don't know off the top of my head today. But before we post this, and I'm looking to post this July 1st.
Okay.
So July 1st, 2020. Yep. We got some time to work out some of these details for you guys. We will have all of the details out by July 1st, 2020. We'll have that post up. That way everybody can kind of go through and give us some feedback. And then we'll run my thought is we'll run the competition at least for 2 weeks. and give everybody some time to kind of get settled in and get out and get some practice in and get some runs made.
Okay.
And then once we set that deadline, that is going to be a hard deadline.
Okay.
So for right now, those are the plans for the Diesel Performance Podcast Draggy competition.
I'm excited. So I get to engage in this.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah,
Oh, cool.
you can
Okay.
race. I can race.
You're
we're
gonna get the BMW out there?
Hell yeah!
Okay.
It's diesel powered. It's emissions
Yeah, you
equipped.
can do
I
it.
can run
You
the
can do
emissions
it.
equipped class.
I agree.
Yeah, why not? No entry fee, no cost. This is all, like I said, all just for fun, man. We want to have fun. We want to do cool stuff.
Cool.
So this is what our plan is. Chris, I think that's about all we had. Guys, I'm sorry. I don't know if everybody's going to hear, but we just lost KJ right at the end of the
Yep.
call there. KJ, so sorry. Thank you so much for coming on. We really appreciate it. And if you guys want to follow KJ, jump onto trucktrend.com or follow Truck Trend on Facebook. And I believe also Diesel Performance, Diesel Power Magazine Facebook is still active and seeing activity there as well. For today, this has been Paul Wilson.
And Chris Emke.
Thanks so much for listening.
Can't make everybody happy.